We mentioned at the top of the show that the MLB playoffs are now underway. Let's talk through some World Series predictions here. We hit some futures way back at the beginning of the year, and there's still time to jump on board the correct bandwagon here. What does the model say?
Yeah, so let's just take a quick look at the board. We're not going to do too much into this. I mean, by the time most of you guys are watching this, unless you're literally hot on our heels, the postseason will have started. But you could probably still steal some value depending on what happens in these first games anyway. So let's just take a quick look here. Dimers top three: Phillies 15.4%, Mariners and Dodgers split at 13.0%. I'm a bit surprised to see the Mariners this high, not just from the model, but on the odds. Would not have pegged them to be above the Yankees, Brewers, Blue Jays. Those teams have all looked really good. And no shade to the Mariners or anything, but their pitching's not the talk of the town. I'm just a little surprised to see them this high, and the model's in agreement, which is really good. If you're a Seattle guy, if you're a Cal Raleigh stan, you'd be probably pretty happy to see where they rank in the model and on the odds. Our best value here, the Blue Jays are about fair, 11.3%, 800. That's pretty much spot on. So you're not losing anything getting them there. Just behind the Dodgers too, who you probably say are a class above the Blue Jays, yet you're getting very similar output at a better price. Cubs are very slim value here, 6.5% plus 1,500. They'd be fair at plus 1,450, so almost spot on, but a little edge there. Cubs have looked pretty good. They probably could have won that division if they tightened things up in the middle of the season. Maybe found themselves with a bye. If they, I think they could have. If they beat the Brewers, they should have had a bye. So I'd be a little worried about anyone facing the Cubs. They seem to turn things around at the end after a pretty rough slump for PCA and Kyle Tucker in the midsummer. And then all the way down here, who are about to start their game against Greg's Tigers, the Guardians with a value at 3.7%, the hottest team in baseball, plus 3,000 to win the World Series, fair at plus 2,600. Greg, any thoughts on who's winning the World Series here?
You know, I really don't feel like I have a great pulse on it. Part of that is just because I've been watching my first place Detroit Tigers have the greatest end of regular season collapse in recent memory. So I think baseball is such a momentum-based sport. We saw that insane run from the Brewers earlier this season in a positive way. Feels like Cleveland's on a similar run right now. But I don't think any of those teams are actually anywhere near the best team in baseball. And it's hard for me, you get to you got to win a 4-game stretch out of 7 games. It's hard for me to not bet on the most talented teams, the teams with the best pitching staff. To me, that's where you find the value. And I think these teams are all pretty appropriately priced. If I was going to jump on one of these long shots, I do buy that Cleveland's a little bit of a team of destiny, and that hurts my heart to say it, but them kind of having the emotional advantage of the comeback already into first place over Detroit. They're staring up at Detroit for the wild card round right now. If they're able to take care of business in these first 2 games against Detroit, I would really feel good about their chances to just carry on to that momentum. So 30-1, which you can get at the books, 26-1 is what we have fair value. That's probably my favorite long shot play. But again, that might be an emotional hedge against my heart here, Dave.
No, I like that. We always see one of these dark horse teams make their way through. It was the Diamondbacks in the World Series a couple years ago. And like you said, they feel like the team of destiny. They're hot. These odds are crazy. You can put a couple bucks on them. If they win the series, this is probably going to half of this. And I think the path in the American League is just a lot more open. You don't have to run into the Brewers or Dodgers until the World Series. Everybody in the American League has shown a propensity for collapse lately, and that opens it up for anybody. And for the most part, baseball is one of those leagues where I feel like if you're in the postseason, like you're made for the World Series, you're ready. It's not, I don't know. The NFL feels kind of like, especially with the expansion, those last couple teams that get in are they really postseason quality teams? That doesn't really happen in baseball. If you made it, you're good. It's a long season, the war of attrition, and the Guardians won that, so why not win it all? That's
Yep.
some good value. Yep.
Yep, 100%. All right. Well, we will have more episodes of the show as the MLB playoffs roll on. So hopefully we'll be able to update you live as the model updates in real time. We can give you some updates on if there is any value on times to jump on certain teams in this playoff run.